Is one of the most misunderstood foods when it comes to storage, and refrigeration is often mistakenly treated as a protective solution when it is, in fact, one of the fastest ways to ruin it. While cold temperatures may slow visible mold growth, they dramatically accelerate the staling process, stripping bread of its softness, aroma, and eating quality. The damage caused by refrigeration is not subtle and is largely irreversible, making it a poor choice for anyone who values texture, flavor, and freshness. The primary problem with refrigerating bread is starch retrogradation, a chemical process that occurs most rapidly at refrigerator temperatures. When bread is baked, starches absorb water and gelatinize, creating a soft, elastic crumb. In the cold, these starches rapidly recrystallize and expel moisture, even though the bread may not feel dry on the surface at first. This internal moisture loss causes bread to become firm, crumbly, and stale far faster than if it were left at room temperature. Once this staling occurs, simply warming the bread does not fully restore its original texture. Texture degradation is the most obvious warning sign. Refrigerated bread loses its softness within hours, turning chewy, tough, or dry depending on the type. Sliced sandwich bread becomes leathery. Artisan loaves turn hard and brittle, and soft rolls lose their pillowy structure. This change happens even in tightly sealed packaging, proving that refrigeration itself, not air exposure, is the primary culprit. The result is bread that is technically edible but deeply unpleasant to eat. Flavor loss accompanies this textural damage. Bread's aroma and taste depend on volatile compounds formed during fermentation and baking. Cold storage dulls these compounds, flattening the flavor and making bread taste bland or cardboard-like. For naturally leavened or artisanal breads, which rely heavily on aroma and subtle acidity, refrigeration can be especially destructive, erasing the complexity that justified their higher quality in the first place. There is also a misleading safety trade-off that deserves a strong warning. While refrigeration may slow mold growth, it does not stop it entirely, and it does so at the cost of accelerating staling. Many people keep bread in the fridge to prevent mold, only to end up with bread that is dry and unpalatable long before mold would have appeared at room temperature. This often leads to waste, as people throw out stale bread even though it is not spoiled. In contrast, freezing bread halts both mold growth and staling far more effectively, preserving quality rather than destroying it. Moisture imbalance is another issue. Refrigerated environments can cause condensation inside bread packaging, especially when bread is moved in and out of the fridge. This condensation can create localized damp spots that encourage mold growth once the bread returns to room temperature. This uneven moisture exposure makes refrigeration a paradoxical choice. It dries out the crumb while simultaneously increasing the risk of mold in certain areas. From a nutritional and digestive standpoint, stale bread may also be less enjoyable and harder to digest for some people, leading to bloating or discomfort. While not dangerous, this further reduces the practical value of refrigerated bread and contributes to unnecessary dissatisfaction with a basic staple food. The best storage method for bread depends on how quickly it will be consumed. For short-term use, bread is best kept at room temperature in a breathable container that balances airflow and moisture retention. For longer storage, freezing is far superior to refrigeration. Frozen bread retains its structure, flavor, and moisture and can be thawed or toasted with minimal quality loss. Refrigeration, by contrast, sits in the worst possible middle ground, too cold for freshness, not cold enough for preservation. The warning is clear and well supported by food science. Refrigerating bread does not protect it. It accelerates staling, destroys texture, dulls flavor, increases waste, and offers no meaningful advantage over room temperature or freezing. For anyone serious about food quality, the refrigerator is one of the worst places bread can be kept.